might remember me from years back when I presented a modular home company and the Waterhouse, made in Port Townsendn, demonstrating holistic, sustainable living through quality, beauty, art, and innovation. So this is a funny story. It's how I tried to simplify the building process, offering a one-stop shop, a GreenPod home complete with eco interiors. People say that I'm passionate about what I do, which I know is polite for being crazy. In the beginning, my first pod was made at Transform Modular Home Factory in Burlington. So I tried to green them up with all my eco products and super energy ideas when I realized my carbon footprint driving there was crazy. So we completed the house in 6 grueling weeks. Then a snowstorm made us wait for 4 weeks to move it. So the time I saved was lost, right? The factory closed its doors because of the economy. I thought, great, I'll build them in Port Townsendn and start a factory there. We'll support our own local economy, and that's another passion of mine. So we started the factory, which was modest to say the least. And this is one of the 2 pods delivered to a remote site. Little did I know the challenges that would lie ahead. I didn't know that we would have to widen the road at the curves or cut down the branches for the next 2 miles. And on top of all that, there was this huge crane that got stuck in the mud. And I'm wondering, am I supposed to pay for that? This is crazy. So here we are, forging ahead, making smaller homes for people who need them. And we soon learn that the lenders aren't cooperating, and they're saying they can't loan on them. There's no comps available. The lenders require 2 to 3 months. We need to build them from the ground up. And I'm saying, hey, we're designing these to the highest level of LEED and green and Built Green certification. This is the future. We can't keep building things and end up in the dump. Is this crazy? What about communities that don't allow mobile or modular homes? I don't understand. It's the same house that I place on it with less disturbance. Oh, and I love this one. The communities that require homes over 1,500 square feet and 2-car garages. Hello, have you read the Built Green guidelines? Your rules amount to mandatory consumption. Can they do that? Finally, a client needed a modular home because the mobile home park in Bainbridge requires LNI certification. And I know now, okay, first I gotta check the route. Okay, this is unbelievable. The Agate Pass Bridge is too low for our models. And then to go by ferry around the other side, you have to deal with the ramp and the tides, and they have to be even to unload, and even more problems. So get this. We built in a field 1 mile away and moved it in order to comply. Is this crazy making? So now I'm reasoning, SIPs are already pre-configured, and they go up in a few days, and I can use the EnviroDry product we offer for extra protection and water. I guess I don't have to worry about creating mold in the construction. So this will allow me again to consider the site and consider solar gain, the slopes, the views, and access, right? Well, I finally resolved to let go of the factory because now I know I can build in a field anywhere. GreenPod custom homes now are designed and built on site. I have Orlando, our contractor, who is multi-talented and a brilliant innovator, and even though he won't help me speak up here tonight. Our first client had just bought this small, heavily wooded lot, one of the last in the area, housing the birds and the small animals. The owners loved the trees and felt a deep sense of stewardship, so they loved them so much that they literally named their favorite ones, Molly Maple, Grandpa Tree. So we needed to save or use as many trees as possible. So the arborist determined which trees we should take out, and he taught me about the root structures of varying species in order to protect them. So now I get to design around root balls too, as well as the setbacks. Together we decided that we'd mill the trees and use the lumber gleaned on the house, and we selected the logs, rough cut, and were hauled away to the mill. In order to fulfill our passion in using the felled trees, we needed a cut list for the house both fir and cedar, and this meant which sizes and how long, which is really hard to do when you haven't even designed the house. So the plans were approved and Orly whipped up the house. And as often happens, things don't go according to schedule, and the drawing time had to be extended. So Orly took them back to the shop, made a tent, built a kiln and a fan and heat, and then finished the process. It was all rough sawn, and each one had to be planed to size. Orlando is standing there in the mountain of chips, biting his tongue, because all of this is making him crazy. The strategy in the design was to make Molly Maple the focal point, and we situated the house to view her from the living room and the bedroom and wrap around the south deck. Molly became the star. With her shaping up with the arborist, she looked fabulous and sensual. We used the cedar on the siding, the fence, and again on the ceiling and the wall, but all the credits really need to go to Orlando for pulling this off. The fir was used on the interior woodwork, the wood trim, the 12-inch band on the room. So I am passionate about supporting our local artisans. In the Art We Live In collection I created, we feature metalworkers, woodworkers, glass, and textile artisans, and their talent transforms any space and makes each unique. We use the last bit of the wood up in that the television console, but it makes us smile to see these trees that we've cut being honored through the home. Designing smaller homes is so much more challenging than the big ones. The interiors need innovation and multi-purpose, and finding the right furniture in our supersized world is even more challenging. This one-level, two-bedroom house is 766 square feet, has one bathroom with a curbless shower, fully wheelchair-friendly with lever handles, and has special lighting and other design features for aging in place. Yes, aging with options. Let's keep our parents with us, independent and safe in their own home. Monitoring systems, lifts, ramps, they can be added. Here's another of my huge concerns about awareness of indoor air quality. We need to transition to these energy efficient, super tight homes to reduce the energy bills, but we already have sick home syndromes with homes with mold and mildew, people using toxic household products, pesticides and flame retardants in the fabrics, CO2 from combustions, chlorine in our showers. Did you know even the vinyl shower curtains off-gas half their weight in your home? So each product may be small, but cumulatively, especially in tighter homes, will compromise your health. So we offer interior finishes that are durable, non-toxic, eco-friendly products, and we eliminate carpet and offer organic textiles and mattresses and filtered water, and we're all electric. So with solar, we become net zero. But the curbless shower and the wall-hung toilets are all about the ease of cleaning, right, folks? So we find ourselves needing to innovate furniture and create modular furniture and transform the rooms into many uses easily. I love having beds and tables that fold up, and storage is everywhere. And you can see I made designed those stacking furniture right there. And we've done container homes and houses on wheels. Bring it on. We can design it, right, Orly? No. So, but right now we need to focus on intentional communities and incorporate vertical gardens, aquaponics, bees, composting, what else? Oh yeah, Orly's filtering the water from the stream this week.
Yep.
Okay, so as housing needs change, we need to work together to consider our houses and communities holistically, including cumulative energy consumption, new water cycling approaches, best use of resources, site-specific design, incorporating permaculture, thus creating a home that allows living harmoniously with the environment. So I can't wait for you to meet the next presenters. So when you leave this house, you may forget the high-tech design elements, the appliances, the ADA compliant features, but you will not forget the experience of the warmth and coziness contributed by the wabi-sabi wood with all its unique, intrinsic characteristics, as with life, full of imperfections.